Good morning, I'm Mackenzie Bunn.
And I'm Lydia Kitten, and welcome to Renaissance News.
Today's story will focus on famous Renaissance artists and a few inventions or ideas from the era. But first, over to Lydia with some background information of the Renaissance.
Thank you, Mackenzie. The Renaissance began in Florence, Italy about around 1350 and spread throughout Europe until the Renaissance ended around 1600 AD.
The name Renaissance means rebirth, and the movement became because people were making advances in art, learning, science, and other areas of design and architecture.
And during the Renaissance, a wealthy and powerful banking family known as the Medici family had the largest bank during the Middle Ages and was one of the wealthiest families in all of Europe. And now to Hannah, who will be interviewing Galileo Galilei and William Shakespeare.
Thank you, Lydia. So here's the famous William Shakespeare, who has written over 30 plays. Now, Mr. Shakespeare, tell us a little about your life.
Well, Hannah, I was born in...
Oh my God, I can't read. Warwickshire, is that it? Or is
Yeah. Well, Hannah, I was born in Warwickshire, England on April 23rd, 1564. My father was John Shakespeare, a glover by trade. And in 1582, I married Anne Hathaway and had 3 children. And some of my greatest works are Hamlet, Romeo and Juliet, and Midsummer Night's Dreams. And I died on April 23rd, 1616 at the age of 52.
Thank you, Mr. Shakespeare. Now back to the studios.
Thank you for that wonderful information, Hannah. And now we are going back to the field where Hannah and Lydia are going to demonstrate how our first inventions in saddles and stirrups work.
Okay, so I'm with Hannah today. We're at the We're at the ranch where she keeps her horses, and the one that we have with us, the star of the show, is Kitten today. And I was going to be showing us how the Western saddle and stirrups work.
Okay, so yeah, this is Kitten, my horse. So this is the saddle. This is the saddle, and the main purpose of this is to keep the rider balanced over the horse's back. So like when knights would ride into battle, they'd sit in the saddle and it balanced their weight over the horse's back so it was nice and comfortable for the horse. And then the main stabilizer is the stirrups. I know they're a little hard to see because it kind of blends. Where are you going? Come back. Sorry, horse difficulties. These are stirrups. This is where the rider puts their foot. And the knights would push their foot in this when they would ride into battle, and this kind of kept them in the saddle if they got knocked or something. Sorry, Kitten's being Kitten. So yeah, if you just give us a second, I'll have Lydia mount up and we'll kind of demonstrate how that would have looked. So Lydia is now on Kitten. So her butt and her thighs are on the saddle, and her feet are in the stirrups. And she'll demonstrate how they would have rode in the Middle Ages. And yes, this is like Lydia's. She's very beginner, but she's very good. She's doing good. Oh, let's not be a brat on video, please. Hands together. There you go. Do not run into the tripod. There you go. You're doing good. Ooh, it's dark over there. Sorry, Kitten's beat a butt. But this is how they would have rode. Except they'd be going a lot faster at either a canter or a gallop, which is super fast. You can trot her.
Let's give a quick round of applause for Hannah and her wonderful demonstration on how the saddle and stirrups work. And now over to Hannah, where she is interviewing the one and only Galileo Galilei.
I'm now sitting here with the famous Galileo Galilei, who is well known for the success of the telescope. So, Galileo, would you mind giving us some information about yourself?
I was born on February 15, 1564 in Pisa, Italy. My father was Vincenzo Galilei, and he made important contributions to the theory and practice of music. And when I was a young teen, I attended monastery school at Vallambrosa near Florence, Italy. and then I went to med school after that. But then I eventually started working with the telescope. Your modern day telescope is a replica of what I created. And then I died on January 8th, 1642.
Wonderful insight into Galileo's life, Hannah. Now Lydia and I will be telling you about Leonardo da Vinci's famous flying machine.
Okay, that. Gotta look. Leonardo da Vinci created a flying machine during the Renaissance with the hope that people would soar through the skies like birds. The flying machine's frame was made of pine that was covered with raw silk to create a light but sturdy main frame. The pilot would lie face down on a board in the center and power the wings. And to power the wings, the pilot would pedal a crank connected to a rod and pulley system. It also had a hand crank for increased energy output and a headpiece for steering. Though Leonardo realized that the flying machine, when it was in the air, realized that the machine may fly when it was in the air, but a person could never get it off the ground.
Thank you for watching this episode of Renaissance News. I'm Hannah Cerrizo, and hopefully you'll tune in next time for
Renaissance News!